Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and welcome back to Let's Play Metro Last Light. This is episode 17. Last time we made our way from Venice up to the surface in hopes of getting to a surface ranger base and getting word back to D6. However, we still have quite a bit of swamp to go, and a very large, angry shrimp following us.
I made quite a lot of noise pushing through the marshes. If there really are our people in the church, I will soon meet them.
One thing I'm not completely clear on is if this is supposed to be the same ranger church base from the first game, Sparta base up on the surface, or if this is just another church that they've set up an outpost on. Obviously it wasn't a swamp in the first game, but I'm wondering if that is just the result of extreme climate change. Anyhow, the sun is now completely gone down, as you can probably tell. But thanks to the full moon, it seems surprisingly bright out, despite the complete lack of artificial light. So, in the last level, we were also looking for supply caches. They're actually part of an achievement, which requires you to get all of the supply caches from that level and this level in a sort of consecutive playthrough. You can't really go back to one of them and find the rest if you have all of them in the other one. Bit of a pain in the ass, but eventually I went back and got it. The fully equipped achievement. So, pretty much we just have to make our way across the swamp here to the church. Obviously that's why this level is called Church. You can probably hear them off in the distance. There are going to be some howlers around. I'm still not really sure what their official name is supposed to be, because they kind of have a few. Some people call them watchmen, some people call them howlers, or huntsmen. So our first cache is right here, but it's irradiated, so we don't want to stay here very long. And here the howlers around, but I don't think they've heard us yet. This is one of those cases where you can sort of stealth. Unlike the first game, enemies, mutant enemies specifically, don't just rush your position as soon as they spawn in. You can actually avoid them here just by not making a lot of noise. Watch out for this tripwire here. There's a voice we haven't heard in a while. Our fellow Spartan. And here's a particularly handy thing we're going to need. This is not the only place you can get night vision. After all, there's no reason that forces you to pick them up here. But they're pretty handy to have. I'm going to try not to use them too much in this level because it's not really that dark. And I'm sure people weren't too fond of the extremely green night vision only sections in the first game, where the entire video pretty much looks like this. We'll use them while we're in the building. So we've got an RPK with, it looks like a night sight, but we're going to stick with our Kalash 2012, especially since we don't really need a night sight now that we have night vision. Here's our second supply cache. And a bunch more stuff, more ranger supplies, a diary entry. Someone left a creepy tape here, which goes well with the weird pulsing sound in the background. I believe this will just drop us back into the radiation, so we'll just not go down there. You can also hit the switch box here, which will turn on some big spotlights here, but those will actually attract mutants, so we don't want to stick around. Oh, I'm stuck in a sort of hole. Like that one. Yeah, it was fairly tough. Or I just missed a bunch, which I think little column A, little column B. This level's also a bit more linear than the last one. Rather than having different places we have to go to find our objective, we just gotta keep going that way. And there's not a lot of paths to choose from to get there. Still plenty of filter time. Running out of air is never really a big concern unless you're playing on ranger difficulties, because there's a lot of filters lying around. Alright, so let's not stay in the spotlight lest we get spotted. Over in this bus, we've got another supply cache, which, where is it? Somewhere in this bus. Oh, I walked right past it. It's a good thing your filter time doesn't carry over, or rather, not carry over. That minute and a half left on my filter doesn't just get wasted because I switched it. That's water. You can still fall in the water and get murdered by shrimps here, so try not to fall in too many times. Just sort of follow the water line. Oh, we've got some visitors. Oh god. Seems we found the whole pack. But by leading them to the water side, I actually got some shrimp to snag him. More howlers. Okay, they haven't seen me. Now they've seen me. That could have gone better. Still, I guess it's good we're getting some use out of those medkits. I usually end up never using them and then dying. Oh, look, if it isn't our friend. He was also being unintentionally helpful here because there's actually another supply cache over this way. Apparently I hit something. This is the ranger symbol, sort of like the lambda symbol used by the resistance in Half-Life 2 to tell you about supply caches. Got some claymores, some more explosives, and some more incendiaries, which are, again, fairly useful against shrimp. There's another watchman over there. Now, there's not really anywhere to go through here. Oh, jeez. I was trying to avoid them by sprinting out of the way before they got my attention, but we got eaten by a shrimp. Gonna turn on my night vision this time, just because it's less likely to attract them. Or not. Wow. I don't even know why that killed me. Got slapped by the bog shrimp in like one hit. Well, rather than trying to creep around and then sprint away, I just straight up murdered the pack of howlers this time. Now we just have to deal with Boggy. As you can see, we'll follow up his little charge attack with a slap immediately, which is what killed me last time. Now we're in some little sort of strip mall. Apparently the name of this mall is a reference to a Russian meme on RuNet, Russia Forward. But I'll admit I don't know enough about it to really explain the joke. Another cache. Oh, that was tripwire. Bunch of these little guys around. They look different, but you might recognize them as the lurkers from Metro 2033. The annoying little bastards that pop out of holes in walls, slap you, and then run into different holes in the walls. But here, there's only 2 of them, so they're not too ballsy. A lurker is also what we saw in theater, the tamed mutant that ran off into the crowd. They kind of look more like s.t.a.l.k.e.r really than howlers, and are both on the surface and in the metro. We don't need a base KK. I believe we've now found all the supply caches except for one, which is just ahead.
It's him. Artyom, I see you. We're waiting for you at the church.
So that's the church there. It's obviously not very far away. Grab this, which was not the supply cache, but instead we have to pop into this truck first. Still pretty full on ammo, medkits. That might be because I died. Now let's see, how do we get across here actually? I don't really want to walk all the way back around, so we have to walk back around. Because we can't exactly swim in this hazmat suit. Also, I'm fairly certain hazmat suits are not supposed to work after being flooded and submerged in water. We're just carrying around a liter of radioactive liquid inside our suit. Nothing suspicious at all about this. Steve Blum is just not gonna wait for us.
Where are they all coming from?
Artyom, let's get the big one.
So our friend Boggy here doesn't want us to leave.
It's down! First on your stick!
Got one.
Come on! Go! Damn monster! Back, you fucker! God damn it! Keep your eyes peeled! Cover me! Down! One more!
The beast is done.
That bitch!
Nothing too fancy to this fight.
Here!
We just gotta pretty much keep dumping bullets into him.
It's down! Got it!
Also, despite being bigger,
Damn monster!
he's not really much better armored. Obviously, he has a bigger fleshy spot in addition to being bigger.
Come on, come on! I'm taking a left!
Let's finish it.
Back, you fucker! Kill the big one!
He's getting big and weak
One
now.
down!
You can see he's sort of limping.
Incoming! What's the order? Heading here!
Yeah, we got it.
They're getting away! Finish them off! It's always like this, on the surface. First time I saw a beast like that one.
So he's not really anything different. He's just a bigger, older shrimp, I guess. Though how he got bigger and older in the year that this swamp appeared, not really clear. Maybe he's just some sort of super accelerated mutant with mushrooms growing out of his head. Steve Blum is impressed though, so that's really all that matters.
Come on, move it!
I'm coming.
Both of them. Both Steve Blums.
Come on in.
But I want to take a look around.
Come on, get
Oh,
inside.
alright.
Don't waste your filters.
I had you sighted when you were way out there. Almost shocked you, too. That would teach you to answer radio hails. But I felt it was you. I hope you'll forgive me for the gardens.